James Jerry is 50 years old. He worked with Seawolf for 5 years before it was bought by Amcon. He tells me when Amcon took over Seawolf, he and more than 400 workers worked in the organization for 2 months, then they were told to stay at home. According to him, since 2013, he and the other workers are yet to get any gratuity, terminal benefit or redundancy letter.
We have been struggling through Nupeng. Nupeng is our umbrella. Nupeng is our father in this unionism. We are under Nupeng and the Pengasan. We are looking onto them. They have been writing to federal government, even to Buhari, even to Sibanjo. They wrote to DSS, to Minister of Petroleum, Minister of Finance is aware of the matter, Labour is aware of the matter, and Gige is aware of the matter. They have been making meetings. In 2015, they promised to pay us one Chike Obi, who was the director of former. He has been off the job. He promised to pay. In 14 days, we have the document. Up to now, tomorrow they will say this, yesterday they will say that. So nothing they do. So Nupeng have threatened 3 days. If they don't pay, they will go on strike. They called Nupeng and they pleaded that they will look into it. We can cancel the strike. Nupeng, this recent one, 14 days again, that if they will go on strike if they don't pay the Seawolf workers off. They say they are also negotiating. So out of it, nothing we're getting. According
to Idowu, who worked with Seawolf Company for many years, it tells me it's been a horrible experience. He says it's never happened in the oil and gas sector for workers to be told to sit at home without any terminal benefit. Today, many of the sacked workers are dead, while some are suffering from health issues.
It's always what they call a CBA agreement. That is a collective bargaining agreement between the company and the workers. That when you finish working for 1 year, or 6 months, or 3 years, you are going to be paid off. But in this case, nothing has happened. There has never been a case where we sat with either civil management or Amcon management that took over to negotiate redundancy, which is the #1 priority when you are taking over the company. That has never been done between the workers and the Amcon management at all. I mean, we've been living in a very, very serious condition. Myself, my wife, I mean, it has been challenging. That's what I can use.
Another case is that of Godi Egube, who says he is homeless, lost his wife, and his kids have stopped schooling.
Ever since we have been hearing all sorts of story here, they are going to pay tomorrow, they are going to pay tomorrow, just like that. Up till now, nothing like that. And the most funny part of it is that our children are no more going to school. Myself, I have no home again. Since my wife died, no home. I cannot pay my rent. I'm squatting with somebody now. I relocate my children to the village, and they're not going to school anymore. And even my wife that died, I have not settled the debt. So we are begging the government to come to our aid. When you work for a company, you must have an entitlement, and you will pay entitlement. It's in the agreement letter. So we are pleading for the government or whosoever that are concerned to come to our aid and look into this matter and let them settle us. We don't know what to do again. We are confused, and some of our members have lost their wife in the course of the job because the job is tedious. We hail a bad chemical into our body, and you know what to drill a chemical, the hazard it causes. So many of our people died in the course of this struggle because no money. Some no home, some are relocated to their village. Like me now, I'm relocated to Lagos because I was in Warri before. I cannot pay house rent. I relocated my children to the village. So I'm now squatting with somebody. It is a man that works in oil industry. So I think government have to look into this matter.
For Jerry James, he was living in Lagos but had to relocate to Port Harcourt. Seawolf Oil Company is an indigenous oil drilling firm with state-of-the-art custom-built rigs in the Nigerian upstream oil sector. It was established in 2009, and by 2012 it had to run into debt that threatened to shut it in bankruptcy, for which Amcon bailed it out by buying the debt from a consortium of banks in 2012. The ex-AMCON workers tells me they have explored all means, including 3 months picketing of AMCON's office at Abuja.
In actual fact, there's no drilling company that completed a job or finished a job that at the end of the day that they are not paid their working benefits. So we want the government to look into this. In fact, we have been on this issue for over 4-5 years now. We want the government to pay us off because AMCON is under the federal government body. So we want them to pay us off. They should pay us our arrears because they are owing us arrears. The issue was that there is no letter of sack, there's no letter of redundancy. So ever, they only asked workers to stay at home up to date. And I believe even at the time they ask workers to stay at home, if it is 1,000, 2,000 that is the salary and you pay them off, do everything, nobody will have it as a mind today that we have one problem or the other. Whatever you want to use it to do, you can. We find it difficult to train our children. We find it difficult to pay house rent. As I'm even talking to you now, I'm owing a house rent of about 2 years or 3 years now.
If you are laying people off in every company, you must retrieve the ID card from them and then pay them off. So there was no discussion for job stopped or no dismissal, and there was nothing like a redundancy. Just stop paying us. No information. Only told us that they want to take the rig to Ladon for maintenance, that we're having job again with Morbid for 5 years. I have the documents too.
I visited AMCON's office in Lagos and met with the communications director, Jude Nwauzo. He told me to give AMCON time to react, but after writing several letters, we are yet to get a response. We hope they will react before the next episode hits the airwaves.